When evil teens think murder is hilarious, the defendant was found guilty of first-degree murder. The term evil typically conjures up images of adults, not children or teens. However, this video exposes some truly evil teenagers. Discover the humor in murder, starting with the individual who saw his deeds as a joke. On October 4, 2016, 17-year-old Danta Wright committed a fatal crime with accomplices Delino, Gracie, and Jamarius, Ellison. They planned a robbery, but their target was an 18-year-old girl. Student Jordan Cle attends Arbor High School in Michigan. Initially, the goal was to rob Cle of controlled substances, but Wright used violence and fatally shot Cle. Cle's body was found near the Pine Lake Village Cooperative in Ann Arbor with a single gunshot wound. Wright pleaded guilty to charges, including armed robbery. Cle's mother, Karen Cle, was heartbroken as she described the loss of her only child. The grief-stricken family expressed their pain and the permanent void Jordan's absence left in their lives. But the person who had brought this damage to their family didn't seem affected at all. As Cle's family members read their victim impact statements, you can see how disturbing Wright's demeanor is. Instead of showing remorse or empathy, he appeared nonchalant, even having the audacity to smirk and suppress laughter. He's behaving almost as if he takes pride in all the suffering he has inflicted upon Cle's family. I sincerely hope that whatever it was you wanted so badly that you felt the need to murder my son was worth the next at least 52 years in your continued existence. You won't get the luxury of raising your child because you took mine away. Your actions have led you to a prison cell, but have also created an empty cell that I live in every day. While you could still hope to be released one day, I'll never escape my hell. You are still alive, but Jordan has no future. Thank you, Your Honor, we're done. That's not the only point where this teen dared to behave as if a murder was funny. I just want to tell y'all I'll be home soon. Rip Keon, I love my family, Wright said. His actions disgusted Judge David S. Schwartz and the courtroom. I have never rejected a sentence agreement in 23 years. But seeing you smile, laugh, and shake your head like nothing happened, I'm tempted to reject the sentence agreement and go to trial. As soon as he heard that his sentence could be increased, the defense attorney for Wright attempted to attribute his client's conduct to the emotional challenges he had encountered. The defense argued that Mr. Wright's smiling behavior could be construed as an expression of fear. Smiling was in no way meant as disrespectful either to the family, to the victim, or this court. My client is 17 years old. He has some emotional problems. And, frankly, it's scared, and some people display fear by smiling. He meant no disrespect. He does take this very seriously. However, saying Wright was scared hardly made up for the pain Cle's family went through. It's worth noting that Wright only stopped acting like everything was okay when the judge mentioned a possible life sentence. So it seems like the defense lawyer was just trying to cover up the situation. Even though Wright caused so much pain to Cle's family, they decided not to go through a trial. Even when the judge said they could ask for a life sentence for him, they believe in letting the court handle it and hope for justice that way. This is the defendant brutally murdering their son by shooting him in the back of the head. He's shown absolutely no remorse. However, the Cle family does want to move on with this. They want to get some closure from this case. They want to try and forgive this defendant despite all of his actions for what he did, and they are asking, as well as the people, that you proceed with a sentence. In the end, he got 25 to 52 years in prison for second-degree murder. In the Washington County Trial Court, Ellison and Gracie received sentences of 15 to 40 years for their involvement in Cle's murder. Ellison apologized to his family, stating that he felt responsible for the situation, since he was the oldest. He hopes that his family will forgive him. I apologize to my family, especially my mother, for my mistakes and to the victim and his family. Ellison apologized to his family, but not to Cle, while Gracie from Ypsilanti apologized to both. Despite their horrible deeds, none of them appear to comprehend the gravity of their actions. Crime number 2, the 17-year-old laughs at his misdeeds. Next is a disturbed teen. On November 15, 2010, 47-year-old Michael Richard Swanson, a teen murderer, killed 2 people without remorse. At the Crossroads convenience store, Vicky Bauman Hall was working at the register when a man in a ski mask demanded cash and cigarettes. After complying, he shot her in the face with a .44 caliber weapon and fled with $131 and some cigarettes. 90 minutes later, at 10:30 p.m., the assailant committed a second shooting at a convenience store in Humboldt. killing 61-year-old Sheila Myers. The victim's doctor had nothing positive to say about Swanson, who had been quoted as planning to kill people. He couldn't comprehend the outrage around the event, since he was pleased with the attention he received after killing someone. Swanson, a 17-year-old, was the perpetrator of the first murder sentencing. In court, witnesses and family members shared their stories in pain. Swanson smiled strangely, prompting the judge to warn him to stop. The judge asked if Swanson was sorry for what he did to his mother, who was innocent and defenseless when he entered with a gun. Swanson claimed he did it for cigarettes and money, but this was a lie. This is about Sheila Myers, not the system failing Michael Swanson, or how something is wrong with his cold-blooded murder. The counsel argues that you lack capacity, are dangerous, unpredictable, and cannot be placed in an open law-abiding society. The court intends to follow through with the trial. Swanson was unaffected by his crime. Even when the judge dubbed him a cold-blooded murderer, he remained smiling throughout. His behavior persisted during the verdict process. The jury returned a verdict of murder in the first degree for Michael Richard Swanson in the District Court for Humboldt County, Iowa. In Count 2, the jury found the defendant guilty of robbery in the first degree. "Sir, I accurately portrayed your verdict. Do you agree?" Swanson left the courthouse with a smile, seemingly unaware of the gravity of the situation. The judge made it clear that these penalties would be served. Swanson is serving a medium security sentence at the Iowa Medical Classification Center Correctional Facility in Coralville. He won't be eligible for parole until 2089. Crime number 3. Thomas Michael Lane. Finally, we have the remorseless youngster who boasts of his murderous accomplishments. On the morning of February 27, 2012, police reported a terrible event at Chardon High School involving Thomas Michael Lane. Lane entered the school and started a fire in the cafeteria. Another student suffered minor injuries, while the sixth simply had a superficial wound. 3 students died, while the survivors faced grave injuries. Lane, who was detained near his parked car outside the school, was charged with 3 counts of aggravated murder after using a .22 caliber handgun stolen from his uncle. He was also wearing a shirt with the word killer emblazoned on it. After being charged with 2 counts of aggravated attempted murder and 1 count of felonious assault, TJ Lane removed his outer shirt and revealed a homemade t-shirt with the word killer on it. This shirt was similar to the shirt he wore during the tragic events at Chardon High School over a year ago. "I will miss Demetrius, and I have enough memories to last me a lifetime. That child stole my baby's life, and he should never be able to do this to anyone ever again. Thank you." This continued when the families of the affected victims were reading their impact statements. With each word of sadness expressed, Lane smiled more and more, showing a disturbing lack of empathy. The way TJ Lane stared at the families and turned his chair almost seemed like he was trying to provoke them. It's like he found the situation funny or something to be proud of. He took off his dress shirt, revealing an undershirt with the word killer written on it, similar to the shirt that he wore on the date of the offense. I would also like the record to reflect that during his statement to the court, the defendant extended his middle finger toward the victim's family. When he was being given the verdict and his actions were being called out, it wasn't a matter of shame for him. He could still be seen smiling and holding back a smirk. He pleaded guilty and received 3 consecutive life sentences without parole on March 19, 2013. The judge also added 37 additional years for attempted murder and felonious assault charges. He even escaped from prison in September 2014 by making a ladder out of old cabinets and using a broken security camera to his advantage. But he didn't get too far and was soon captured. That's about all. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Feel free to like and share, and I'll catch you in the next one.